I thought I'd start the video where all great fishing YouTube videos are started, in the car on the way to the venue. Well, good afternoon CFD Nation. Feels a bit weird saying that, usually it's good morning. But as you can probably tell, I've literally just finished work. It is 5 on a Friday afternoon and I'm on the way to a cracking venue. It's called Poolhall Fishery or Poolhall Farm, can't remember. It's in Wolverhampton anyway. It looks stunning from what I've seen. Never been there before, never fished it. But it looks like there's some stunners in there. So carp to 35, catfish to just under 70. So see if I can pull a whopper out. On my own for this one, missing my little companion, but he's out fishing today, doing some zig rig fishing at Fisherwick, I believe it is. So yeah, but on the way there, only 25 minutes out, half hour or so, hopefully anyway. But yeah, I'll have a catch up when I get there, show you my peg. Oh, proper looking forward to this one. So I'm here in the shallow end, which I don't know how I feel about. The water's still freezing cold. Just put my hand in to have a bit of a tickle, and it is still freezing. Bloke next to me has been here for 36 hours and had nothing, so he's just set up just there, look. But yeah, so I'm in the shallow end and it looks very, very snaggy. It looks very carpy though, to be fair. So apparently the chap that was in my peg had one out last night. So we shall see. Plenty of wildlife. But yeah, I'll get the bivvy up first just so I've got home. Sun's setting very soon, so I want to make sure I've got somewhere to fish from first. And then I'll have a think about where the rods are going. But yeah, first impression, looks a lovely place. Very, very shallow, but looks lovely. So yeah, catch you in a minute. Well, good morning. As you could probably tell by the haircut, I've had a solid night's sleep, to be fair. Although, back here, there was a lot of rustling last night, and I did a quick Google and it turns out there's no lions in the UK, but after thinking about it, I'm pretty sure it was a lion. So yeah, it could be a bit dangerous tonight. But yeah, beautiful morning. No fish to report. Had a little bit of a run last night. It was either a run or a savage liner, so yeah, I'm going to redo the rods now and see what happens. It's supposed to be hot again today, so might stick one of them out on a zig. See what happens. But yeah, beautiful morning. Very nice fishery. So apparently they like something quite fishy in here. So I've gone for that, hopefully you can see. one of the CFD baits, testing snail wafter in liver flavour, that one. So, the hairdo hasn't got any better, but the sun definitely has. Where is it? It's roasting now. Just before lunchtime, temperature's definitely picked up, so I've gone for it. I've put a zig out, put a bit of oats, pellets over the top of it, see what happens. And I've had a message from Mr. Matthew Highland Hill, who's coming to join me. So the peg that's next to me that's free, lovely little bait actually, I'll show you in a second, but yeah, he's coming down, he's managed to get that peg, even though they told me it was fully booked when I got here, but someone must have cancelled, I'm guessing. So yeah, see whether we can wiggle one out between us. Really hard fishing at the minute. Nothing else has been out on the lake yet today, so went for a little walk not long ago. Everyone's really quiet. So this is the bay. See my bivvy just there. Only brought the little on this trip, but yeah, this is all the water for the peg that Matt's fishing. This peg's called the manager's peg, I think it is, and I'm on burnt oak. So they all have names here, not numbers. Obviously there, that's the cabin where you check in and the car park. Loads of little nooks and crannies. Plenty of features to fish to. But the further up this lake you come, the shallower it gets. So in some places here, apparently it's a foot deep. Just 1 foot deep. So may struggle, may not, we shall see. This bush just here, I'm on the corner of that with my right hand rod at the minute. So that's where I had the run from last night. But yeah, I'm jealous of Mr. Highland Hill. Definitely got a lot of water to go, hasn't he? Before Matty Boy gets here, I thought I'd take the time to show you what's going on in the background. So, especially with CFD baits, and we'll start with these pair of beauties. So this one's a bait smoke, spicy sausage flavour to match the wafters and a few of the other baits that we're doing at the moment. A couple of them in testing. Obviously the spicy sausage wafters have been about for a little bit now and doing a lot of fish. We've got a couple of PBs registered on them now, so could not be happier with how it's gone with those. And obviously we've got this one, needs a good shake, but this is the corn butter, and that's to match along with the corn wafters that we do also. They're also very popular. You will notice, don't know why you can see those bottom baits. Now these have been coming for a long time. Hopefully have them ready in a month or so. Got a lot of the bags on order, and obviously the branded stickers, which takes the longest time. Developing the bait, funnily enough, is probably one of the easiest bits, going in with your flavour and what base mix you want. But yeah, so these soft boilies, as you can see, and try and show you there, they're a hemp bait, as you can see, so they'll leak a little bit of hemp oil. Absolutely stinker spicy sausage. Beautiful bait, great for crushing up to put in your PVA bags or whole for a bottom bait. I'm using them today on one of my rods, so we'll see how we get on with them. Another biggie that we've been working on in the background, pellets. So these are based on a Copen's mix as a base, and then obviously, as you can hear, they're quite a hard pellet. and they're mixed with the spicy sausage flavouring and base mix as well. So the pellets are hard and obviously break down into a nice ground bait. We've got about a 25-minute breakdown time, 25 minutes to an hour, obviously depending on water temperature and conditions. Day like today where the water's cold but it's still quite sunny, it's probably going to be closer to an hour, 45 minutes. But the breakdown lovely into a lovely pasty ground bait at the bottom. So, and the whole time that they're out there, they will offer attractant. They have a little bit of the bait smoke on, so I've soaked them in the bait smoke just to see the difference. And when you pop them in down the edge, they do leave a little bit of smoke. So obviously that's perfect for the attractant, nothing too over the top. And I'm not feeding loads of them at the minute because, like I said, the water is still cold, so I don't want to get carried away and pile it full of bait and scare any away. But yeah, last one we're working on is another hook bait. As you can see there, some fluoro pink dumbbells. They are a krill, extremely fishy, extremely high leaking. You will get covered with those, but they leak for at least 2 hours on the bottom. When I've had them testing in pots of water and fish bowls, etc., they leak for a long time. So yeah, a lot of good stuff coming our way. Keep working hard at it. Hopefully have everything ready for the start of summer / midsummer. We'll go and smash some PBs on them. Like I said not long ago, I'm using a zig today as well, just on one rod out of the 3. And Joe was obviously on a zig session yesterday, and he has very much a similar mix to me, so he made a bit of a video talking about all what's in his base mix. So I'm just going to clip that in here now. We use exactly the same really, all bits are left over, but yeah, Joe will explain that one.
Right, so just finished Thursday night's live draw. I've got a bit of admin time, but a bit of bait prep time as well, ready for Saturday's trip. So what I'm doing now, I know that I'm going to a lake where I'm going to be spotting a fair bit, so I'm prepping my dry mix. So I'm just going to show you a little bit of what I'm doing, just so you can maybe get an idea as to how you can make life a little bit easier with a little bit of early prep. So here you go. What we've got is, here you go, so I've got my couple of buckets. I've made some of this up earlier. Now, to be honest, with spod mix, when you're doing a sloppy spod mix, it doesn't really matter too much the specific bait that you're using, because truth be told, it's going to be a bit of a banquet. So in here, I've got micro pellets, I've got ground up boilies of all different kinds, the ends of bags that I'm going to be using up, stuff that I've used through the winter. Actually, through the winter, I've not used really any full bags. So there's also porridge oats in here. So yeah, just to list them, porridge oats, micro pellets, RH Fisheries, Simply Red. That's what the little tiny little flecks of red in there that you can see. Some SAS Manuka boilies is what this is. And I'm going to be adding to this on the bank. Sorry, no, not on the bank. I will be adding to this some DNA Blizzard mix. That's a 5 kilo bag. Now I've got that's a Ridge Monkey bucket, that's a Fox bucket. These are two 17-litre buckets. I anticipate going through all of this if the fish are on the feed. As soon as I get there, I'll probably put out about, I don't know, 8 to 10 spawns straight away. So I do anticipate using all of this. So I will be mixing up more, and I will be taking more dry bait with me as well if I do need it on the day. So there we go. So we've got these 2 buckets. Anyway, there's probably about, what, I don't know, 7, 8 kilos or something in total there. We've got 5 kilos, as I say, of cloudy spod mix. That'll get added as well. That's the Blizzard mix from DNA Baits. I absolutely love that stuff. Yeah, makes a real proper cloud. I'm going to be fishing with zigs, sloppy spod mix over the top of zigs. So this is Monster Baits Hemp and Maize. I've got loads of that. I've got these 2 and I've got another 6 more. Obviously, I don't anticipate, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be throwing out bait for the sake of it. But I will be putting probably one of those will go into that one, and one of those will go into that one. Probably, I don't know, maybe a third of that will go into each of these buckets. And then also sticky manila cloudy liquid. If you put this into any mix and just throw a fistful of it into the water, I'll show you at some point later in the video as well. But yeah, bang some of that into the mix. It clouds like nothing else. Other additional things, which, talking about a budget, obviously you can see that that's 10 quid a thing. I will be putting more than, I'll be putting probably a bottle and a half of that in total. So yeah, not cheap, but other cheaper alternatives, you can use stuff like custard, condensed milk, actual milk as well, because I'm sure you've all seen when you drop milk into the sink, it makes a real cloud, and that is what I want, that effect of just a big area to attract the fish in, and they can pick up little bits of this as it's falling through the water, all because it's different sizes at different speeds, and then hopefully they'll find my zig in amongst it as that feeding frenzy is going on. So there you go, hopefully that helps.
Well, good morning. Another solid night's sleep, unfortunately. No beeps or anything. And the clocks have changed as well, so I've had an hour stolen off me, so it's currently 6 AM, not 7. But yeah, sun's just coming up. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there you go. Matt's still tucked up. He was PVA bagging a couple of hours ago, so I don't know whether he's had a run and a fish, but he didn't give me a shout, so I presume he just woke up and he's rebaited. But yeah, have a good think about tactics today. I don't know whether to go with snowman rigs, see whether that does the goods. But I'll have a think anyway. Right, this morning I decided to put 3 zigs on. So saw a fair few fish moving about on the surface. Didn't really seem that interested, but I thought I'd have the best chance up there. So it's just after lunchtime now, so they've been out for about 4 or 5 hours. Used the last of my spod mix up on them, so nothing done there either. So last ditch resort, 3 snowman rigs till I go. Might have to swallow the fact it might be a big old blank here, but nice to be back out on the bank, isn't it? Always nice on the bank. Got to take the wins with the losses. But yeah, I'll definitely be back here in the summer. So last night, lads just packed up and left. I had a chat with him before he went, and he's had a 60-pound cat out last night. Apparently the cats don't really travel up this end of the lake. It's a really weird shaped lake. So it's a bit of an L shape, I suppose, but the bowl down the bottom is where the most carp tend to get caught from, apparently. And the other leg, like where I'm fishing, but the other side that they call the upper dam, I think it is, that's where all the cats seem to come out from as well. So looks like I've picked the wrong end of the lake, but it was all they had available, so, and I've not been here before, it was worth a go. But hopefully the snowman rigs will give it a go, or produce a fish even. So and we keep talking about rigs. I'm going to show you how I tie my snowman rig, so it might be different to some of yours, but I'll show you my rig now. So let's get riggy with it then. I am using the Avid Armour braided hook link, fast sinking. Absolutely adore this stuff. It's £20, nice and thin, it's camo, everything you want from a hook link. I prefer it now, so I'll peel about a foot off. Much more than I need, but I don't mind wasting a little bit if it means I haven't left my rig too short. I want it to be about 6 to 8 inches afterwards, so there we go. Now fingers aren't what they used to be, and this braid is quite supple, so I'll use the help of the baiting needle. Pull that down nice and tight. There we go. That's a far bigger loop than I wanted, but with the floating corn on there, it will be hidden lovely, so I'm not too worried about that. Trim off the excess and we are ready to stick the bait on. So I've got the CFD spicy sausage and a bit of pop-up corn that has been soaking in the spicy sausage glug. Just feed them onto that. I have got my bait stop ready. So there we go, bait stop's lovely in the end of the braid there. And I always pull the corn up first, because obviously that won't break under the pressure as the soft boilie will do. So we are, nice and flush at the end, just as you want it. Pull the boilie up nice and tight. So there we have the bait on. First of all, I'm getting a bit of tubing. Just a tiny little bit. A little bit of silicone tube in there. Thread that through the braid. There we are, finally. So a little bit of silicone on there. Slide that up to the top. Get the hook. Always down through the eye. So there we go. Now once that's down, before I start tying the knot on the hook, I'll get this bit of silicone tubing, loop it round and pass the hook through the tubing. Move the braid off to one side so you don't hook through the braid. Try not to plant the finger in your hook point in your finger like I did there. So there we have a little bit of tubing on the top of the hook. Then simply slide your bait up, and that's about perfect. So I've got a 2-3mm gap with the tubing moved around to where I want it, to where the bait stops. So when it's sat on the deck like that, hook will sit flat and the rig will sit like that, which is exactly how I want it. Now we'll go for a knotless knot. Just doing the 6 wraps. And there she goes, she's through. Pull that tight. Use something durable. So I use the loop on my scissors. And then give it a good pull, make sure that knot squeezes down on itself. And there we have it. So knotless knot is done. Hooks there, so we can get it to focus. There we go. So nice and neat. Silicone exactly where I want it. And just for that bit of extra hooking power, we always use one of these. One of the quarter kickers. Saves you having to bend a little bit of heated shrink tubing. So again, wet the braid. Pass through the kicker. So we have a little tag end out now. Pull that up. Just before it gets to the hook, I always wet it again. Just to help with it sliding on. There we go, kicker is on. Easy as that. So I'll just straighten that kicker around a little bit. And rig complete. Move that tubing back up. Screaming a 30 pounder that is. So as you can see, pop-up corn, CFD bait, micro barbed hook with a bit of blowback tubing, and then the kicker for extra hooking power. And obviously as you run it over your hand, it just loves to sink in. So perfect. Left this one open because I'll probably tie it straight onto the swivel. Good to go. Get a couple more of them tied. Hopefully that'll do me a fish. If not, could be looking at a hurtful blank here, but rough with the smooth. Well, pack down time. Gutted. It's a blank from me, but glad to be out. Test a few rigs. Obviously met up with Matt, so that was nice to have the evening with him, I suppose. But no, it's good to get back out on the bank. There's going to be loads more of us coming up soon. We've got a trip to the Mere booked. Every YouTuber fishing in the land is going to be putting a video out from the Mere, I have no doubt. Looks like it might be very prolific. So excited for that one. Then we've got the social at Hopsford Hall. Might do a video for that one again, depends how busy it is. But yeah, lots to look forward to. Fishing season has fully started for me, and I'm buzzing to be back, to be honest. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled, make sure you subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when the next videos are out, and of course check out Carp Fishing Drawers, www.carpfishingdrawers.co.uk. Some bargains to be had at the minute, so go and check it out, people. See you on the next one.